As Trump prepares to take office, what role will faith play in his administration? Joining us today is Sean Spicer, incoming White House Communications Director and Press Secretary. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me, Lauren.
Let's start with the HHS mandate. I know that you are Catholic, and this is of interest to our Catholic viewers. It requires employers to cover birth control and abortion-inducing drugs. How is the Trump administration going to work to repeal this mandate?
Well, I think after we get in office, we're going to be looking at all of these different executive orders that have occurred over the last 8 years and other things, and go through them methodically and make sure that we repeal the ones that that have not had the proper action, and then work with Congress on the legislative fronts. But the president's been very clear on his stance on life, and we're going to make sure that we are a very pro-life administration.
The discussions of faith have not been embraced over the years in the public square. Both you and Kellyanne Conway hold high-level positions in the White House, and you're both very open about your Catholic faith. Do you feel that the Trump presidency marks a turning point, possibly, for Catholics?
Well, I don't think it's just about Catholics. The majority of Catholics voted for this president. The majority of born-agains voted for this president. And the majority of people who attend Mass or other services weekly voted for this president, because I think he understands that people of faith have felt kind of pushed aside over the last 10 or so years, that they're not that we have to choose between our faith and serving in government, if you will, or expressing ourselves in the public square. And I don't think our framers ever intended that to be the case. So I think it's not just a question for Catholics, but it's a question for all Christians and Jews and Muslims and anybody who feels strongly about their faith, that they have the ability to express it, and that it's not a binary choice, that if you want to express your religion or celebrate it, that the public square isn't where you have to not talk about it. We should enjoy celebrating all religions and not have to look at it the other way around.
Will key Catholic moral issues, as well as other religions and issues important to them, be taken into consideration during these policy discussions?
Well, look, I think when your background shapes how you think of things. So, coming from a family of faith, from not just me, and you mentioned Kellyanne, but a lot of others in the campaign who have faith backgrounds, but of different religions, I think that helps shape how you make decisions and guide your priorities. So it's definitely going to be something. You've got Reince Priebus, who's a Greek Orthodox. There are people as chief of staff and others. Steve Bannon's a Catholic. There's a lot of folks going to the senior ranks of this administration who are very proud of their faith and their religion, and it's going to help guide us do the right thing for this country.
I've sat in the White House press briefing room and peppered questions at the press secretary. He's often in the firing line. You're going to have to answer tough questions on a day-to-day issue. How is your faith going to help guide you?
Well, I'm going to look to God every day to give me the strength to do what's right, and that's all you can ask for, is to get up and say, can I do the right thing, help guide me, and ask him for strength. And that's what I'll do every day. I'm humbled to have this position. It's an honor. We don't know what God's plan is at any time, but we know that he has one for each of us. And I'm honored that he's chosen me to be part of this administration and serve this nation, hopefully to make it a better place.
And Sean Spicer, we thank you so much for your time. We look forward to seeing you on EWTN News Nightly with Lauren Ashburn in the future. Sean Spicer, incoming White House Communications Director and Press Secretary.
Thank you, Lauren.